This video will show you how to bring the subsurface details uh, onto the surface during the mesh generation. What this will show you is baking or painting the subsurface features onto the surface mesh. Let's load a skull dataset. This is a 10-year-old. This was a 10-year-old child, and the data is from Natural History Museum. So this is the data. This is almost 4 gigabyte. Now if we generate the mesh for the entire data set, it will be just too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the level of details. Basically I'm going to use a subsampled volume of this data set. So I'll press space bar and give set LOD 4. So this will set the level of details to 4. Now the information is here in the command help. So here is the set LOD, and it just sets the highest level of details in the high res mode. We are right now in low res mode. Press 4. So when we go into high res mode by pressing F2, only the maximum level of detail that we will see is 4. So that is every 4th voxel. So press F2 now, and we will go into the high res mode. So this is the high res mode here. The transfer function, let me just tweak the transfer function so that we get a nice surface here. So this is the transfer function that we have selected. Now there are vessels here underneath the surface. Let me just reduce the opacity of this, and you can see these vessels here, these ones here, and they are just underneath the surface of the bone. And what I would like to do is bring them to the surface. So let me just increase the opacity and just change the color to a bit deeper level. Okay, so I have got this now, and let us just go and select the mesh generator plugin. So we are going to use this sampling level. You can either choose the entire data set or you can choose the sampling level. So I'm using this level of details 4, and then here use the opacity as for the mesh generation. And then what we'll do is we'll go 10 voxels deep and then bring that information to the surface. Now here are in the help menu, you have help on various parameters for the mesh here. So we are going 10 voxels deep and gathering the information and bringing it to the surface. We are going to use the lookup table, the 2D lookup table. So this is the transfer function that we will be using. We are going to ignore this color gradient. So press OK. We are on a 32-bit machine, so I can spare only say half a gigabyte, and the output is, let's say skull. And because I can't fit the entire volume in for mesh generation in main memory, I have broken it into 3 slabs, and these slabs will then be joined together to form the entire surface mesh. So it's almost done. And then so it is saved here. Let's get the mesh in now. So this is the mesh that was generated. Let's drag and drop that in. So it's loading the mesh. So it has loaded the mesh. by default the mesh is shown as dots. I have turned off the transfer function so that we can see the mesh clearly. Turn off the bounding box. Now hover over the mesh. So this is try set 0. Hover over the mesh and change the color from blue to black so that it will show the colors, the original colors on the mesh. Now this mesh has color per vertex, so each of the vertices or each of the nodes on the in the mesh, the triangular mesh, has color, and then setting black color here, setting 0 0 0 here for red green blue will bring on that color. Otherwise whatever color is chosen here will be shown on the mesh. Let's also turn off the point mode and let us see the mesh. So this is the mesh here, and now you can see these subsurface vessels brought to the surface, colored onto the surface. So this way we can bring the subsurface details and bake it on the mesh. Now this is a very big mesh, and that's why it is slow. Now you hover over the mesh and press space bar, and you can turn on the screen door transparency to see the internal structure if there is any. So these are the sinuses.